right, shalom, shalom. Before we do anything, we give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Give double honor to the apostles, elders, great millstone who will teach well. And peace I taste to you. I can want 4 winds, pushes truth, sincerity, and diligence. All right, I want to do a video real quick. It's been probably about Shem Yahushua. Lord willing, is edifying. It's basically going to be on, that lone wolf. No one, should be in a lone wolf spirit, and from experience, I used to have that, that kind of spirit over me, an ISO spirit, or want to do it alone and be alone when Jake get mad, Jake dealing with emotion, the lone wolf spirit is not a good spirit to be in, because ultimately, one man army doesn't compare to a 5,000 man army. It's not an easy thing to do in a time of war, man. So ultimately that's what I want to go into. That lone wolf spirit, and actually, all in all, you don't have to be alone. Jake want to get into his emotions, and that's what it is. It's an emotional spirit, that makes you want to shut brothers out and shut people out. Really and truly, that's not what the Lord called us into, man. So I'm gonna grab this. This is let me get the blue letter real quick. I'm gonna grab this first scripture. This is Hebrews 13 and verse 5. It says, "Let your conversation be without covetousness, and be content with such things as ye have. For he has said, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee." See, so the Lord promised that he'll never leave us and he'll never forsake us. So ultimately, we're never alone, right? So it says, so that we may boldly say, the Lord is my helper. You see, so we have a helper, right? But we have to allow Yahushua, right, to actually help, right? And us knowing that spirit of Yahushua dwells in each and every one of the brothers around you, you have to allow that help to actually help when what is being granted and sent to you. And saying that makes me think about, that Will Smith movie with his son. And his son was telling Will Smith a story. And he was basically saying how it was a man that was drowning in the sea. And he was asking the Lord to save him. But he was expecting the Lord to come down by himself to, give him his physical hand to deliver him. But the Lord was sending ships. The Lord was sending people to actually help him. But the dude kept denying the help. No, don't worry, the Lord will save me. But he eventually died. And when he eventually died, when he made it to the spiritual realm, he asked the Lord, "Why didn't you save me, Lord?" And the Lord said, "I sent you 2 big boats, you dummy." So ultimately, he denied the help that the Lord had sent before him, man. And that's something we can't do. That's something that you will do if you have a ISO spirit, a lone wolf spirit, man. Because each and individual brother that is around you is designed and created to be a help unto you, man. Because when you read the book of Proverbs 16, it tell you that what a friend will love at all times, a brother is made for adversity, man. So in that time of dire situations, in the time of need, in the time of help, right, we have Akim that what we can lean upon, Akim that what will be there to help, but we cannot deny the help. Even fighting spirits, fighting certain demons, certain things that's on your mind, it's good to talk. It's good to talk to somebody, man. It's good to call a brother up on the phone and, hey, shalom, and talk to the brother, man. And guess what? It's something productive and something that you can gain from that is going to come out of that conversation. Sometimes the Lord, and even if you hold off on calling, the Lord might put the spirit on the brother to call you, just to talk to you, and the brother get to run in scriptures or whatever the case may be, and that puts you even in a better spirit, But all in all, you got to put yourself in a better environment and better positions to be better, man. So it says, so that verse 6, it says, so that we may boldly say, the Lord is my helper, and I will not fear what man shall do unto me. Right? It says, let me see where I was. I think that was really it on that. All right, let me get this. Gotta type this up. I'm in a blue letter. Bear with me. Matter of fact, I'm going to scroll down. All right, so I read that one. This is 13. I'm going to scroll down all the way to 15. And the point is in 16. It says, by him, therefore, let us offer the sacrifice of praise unto the Most High continually. That is the fruit of our lips, giving thanks to his name. You see, so constantly giving praise and thanks to the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua with our lips is what we do week in and week out, right? It says, but to do good and to communicate, forget not, for with such sacrifices the Most High is well pleased. You see, so that alone, communicating, right, with brothers, right? The Lord, hey, that's a sacrifice that is acceptable before Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You see, let's get this word. It says, but to do good and to communicate, forget not, because that's key ingredients in this walk of ours, in this ministry, man, is to communicate with one another, right? So let me get this. It says to communicate. It says fellowship. You see, and what the scripture does not the scripture uplift the fellowship of us, right? The scripture say to forsake not the solemn assembly. It tell you that it's beautiful in the eyes of the Lord for brothers to dwell in unity, right? So fellowship plays a big part in it, man. You know, you get let's say if you go to another camp, you know, and you probably never met these brothers before. You don't want to be off by yourself, all in the corner, all in your misery and shit. You know, you want to go talk to brothers, get to know brothers, grow in the spirit, grow in the faith. You know.
And that's why within the scriptures and things of that. That's why within the scriptures and the things of that nature, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, he woke up 144,000 elect men. You know. That's why he woke up 144,000 men. You know, along with the 1/3 believers. Because you were brought into something. You wasn't the only man that has just been woken up.
Yeah.
Real quick, I got this for you. This is the etymology online definition of isolation. You know?
Yeah, kind.
It says a state of separation between persons or groups.
Yeah.
God ultimately called you into a whole body.
Yeah.
You know, that's why you are a member of a body. You know, you're not the only member of the whole body. You don't represent the whole body yourself. You know,
yeah.
Every person, you know, how we say that the hopefully elect member that has been brought into this thing, we all play a part.
Yeah.
All right. It says to be isolated. It says to set or place apart, to detach so as one to make alone.
Yep.
So, as soon as you get that spirit of detachment, what you're really doing, you're detaching from the spirit of power Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
And I'm gonna say
you're
this:
departing yourself from the body.
Nobody ultimately wants to be alone. Nobody ultimately wants to be alone.
Even Adam.
But
Adam say, "What man shall not be alone?"
It's not good for man to dwell alone. And you gotta think about it, bro. You know, by being alone, that brings misery. That brings depression. That brings different demons. You're subject to different spirits, man. Yeah. You know, that could jump on you when you're alone. That's why I tell you in Ecclesiastes 2 is better than 1. You know, how can one stand alone, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna finish this in communication because it's gonna tie into what you just read. It says association. So you're associated with someone, man, or with something, you know. And like, how the saying go? Misery loves company, man. Yeah. You know.
You're dealing with demons, bro.
Yeah.
Letting them demons overcome you and put you in the spirit, you know that ultimately the whole body is not in that same spirit. So now you feel all alone, or you don't like you, or nobody like you, or even when it comes to counsels and things, now you hate it. That's another thing that drives Jake to that isolation spirit. When ultimately the problem is just within you. You have the body to perfect you.
Yep.
You know?
That's why I say, let the righteous smite me, it shall be a pleasant kindness, right? So this is back in communication. It says to communicate, forget not. It says association, community. It says community.
Yeah. Unity.
Yep.
You know, what do you have in common? That's why the scriptures say, "What light have no common unity or communion with darkness."
Yeah.
That's why you don't isolate yourself, because ultimately, when you isolate yourself, you're giving an invitation to everything that's dark to come in and sup with your spirit, and those spirits will ultimately have you in the spirit of believing that you are right. You know, that's not beneficial for the body, because everything that we do is ultimately for the body of Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Yep. So it says the communion, joint participation. You know, so you don't actually. That's the the thing that I started off with. You know, that lone wolf spirit, but you don't have to be alone. You know, you're not fighting alone. You're not fighting this shit by yourself. And that's why the scriptures tell you that your same afflictions that you'll overcome, that you're going through is overcome by your brethren in the world. So it can be a brother that you talk to that then probably been through that similar situation, that what can help you go through it, that can help you fight that spirit or help you fight that demon, or whatever it is that you're dealing with. But you have to allow the help of Yahweh Shai when it's being given, right? So when you go to this word communion, it says the sharing, let me get this. It says the sharing or exchanging of intimate thoughts and feelings, especially when the exchange is on a mental or spiritual level. You see, so yeah, so we have to continue to not forsake communication, which goes into what? Communion. And when you go into this word communion, a common word that's in this word communion is union, right? Which goes to what? A unity, right? Us being what? One, brought together, right? And holding firm together. So it says the sharing or exchanging the intimate thoughts and feelings. So things that are bothering you deep down in your flesh, deep down in your spirit, thoughts that you have that you probably ain't even talking to nobody about, but it's killing you on the inside. Those are the things that if you have that bond with a brother, you can communicate with a brother. And what ultimately it says right here, it says the intimate thoughts, right? So if something is intimate, that means you're very you're attached or very close to, because you get intimate with your woman. So you're close with your woman. We get intimate with Yahweh Shai. That's why. Yeah, but look, we're intimate with Yahweh Shai. That means deep down the serious things, right? Because the scriptures tell you that when the Lord come in and sup with us, it tell you that He will share with us the most intimate and blissful things, which is giving us of His secrets. Exactly.
Intimate with Yahweh Shai. It's sacred, and it's special to us. So we're not just gonna give this to no nigga. The Lord not gonna give Himself to no nigga, because all they gonna do is pollute it. I say all you gonna do is fuck it up. So the same thing with those certain so-called hidden, so-called hidden things, but those things that mean a lot to Jay.
Yeah. And it says what the embodiment and proof of fellowship, man. So this the point of the brotherhood, right? Is to, I ain't get close to this nigga. These niggas, man, I ain't fucking. But the scriptures tell us to love one another, right? And that's all in all to show what communication actually goes into. You might be dealing with something deep down inside that's eating you up in your spirit, man, but you don't want to talk to nobody, or you're not reaching out for help. You're not reaching out to help from a brother, man. And when you go into, like we were talking about communion and how it goes to the being intimate and basically getting closer, because the more secrets somebody know about you, does that not make your bond even tighter? Does that because your secrets start to come out the closer you get to somebody. So the more you communicate with somebody, you're with somebody every day, you talk to somebody every day, you get closer, man. So the Lord is subject the body and the brotherhood to be jointly knitted together, to be closely knitted together.
For a greater purpose.
For a greater purpose, man. You got it, huh?
This is Sirach, Ecclesiastes chapter 30, verse 21. It says, give not over thy mind to heaviness, and afflict not thyself in thy own counsel. See, that's the whole reason why Yahweh Shai has given, us brothers in the first place. That way you can have righteous counsel, let brothers know what's going on, even from a day-to-day basis if need be. That way you don't lean according to your own understanding and ultimately crash out. Because you can put yourself in a position that you really should have avoided or would have been avoided if you'd have just reached out to a brother. But you can do it all on your own spirit. Oh, I don't need to talk to nobody. I know what's right. Then you come to grips that you really wasn't right the whole time.
Yep. And a brother can block your blessings by not allowing him to help you, man. Right? Because we're subject to doing good to one another, man. Hey, because in Jacob's trouble, who the hell we gonna have? Nobody but your brothers, man. Right? So this is Galatians 6 and verse 9. It says, and let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. This is the point. Verse 10, it says, as we have therefore opportunity, let us do good unto all men. You see, because while we have the opportunity, when the opportunity presents itself, and we have this time now, it says, let us do good unto all men, especially unto them who are of the household of faith, right? So we ought to basically do good to one another, man. To help, to be a help unto one another. Simple conversation can help a brother, man. right? Look at the letters to the churches, man, right? Which we read today, right? When you read the letters to the churches, a lot of the letters were exhortation to the brothers to basically to continue in the faith, right? Matter of fact, I'm gonna get this. This is Hebrew. I'm back in Hebrews. I'm gonna get Hebrews. This is Hebrews 3 and verse 12. It says, take heed, brethren, lest there be in any of you an evil heart of unbelief and departed from the living God. So that basically means what? You have a demon on you, or you have a spirit on you that's causing you to have doubt, right? And we see this all the time, man, right? And then eventually, the more you reject brothers, the more you don't want to be around brothers. That's all demons. That's all spirits that you need to talk to somebody about, man. Right? You need to pray. You need to fast to get these things off of you. You need to seek out help from Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. Because ultimately, that's going to lead you to getting kicked out, leading you to actually being alone. And then guess what? When you alone, that fucking spirit gonna possibly leave your ass. And then when you think then you think about it, and then you probably want to come back, but it's gonna be too late, because then more demons gonna come, man. What did it say? He brings 7 times more demons and spirits with him. Right? So this is Hebrews 3 and verse 13. It says, but exhort one another daily. So that's what? Communicating. That's how we communication, through exhortation. The videos that we send out through the Unicorn, being YouTube, being the web, being the internet that we have, where brothers can watch you on video, on the touch of a cell phone. They can watch you from whole side of the world, man. You see? But we exhort one another daily to continue in the faith, to continue to push, to continue to strive in this ministry, to do the works of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, so that what we can receive of the reward. Because each and individual brother, we are looking out from one another, so that what? We can all make it on the chariots, man.
That goes to show you that brothers really battle shit every day.
Brothers fighting every day.
Exhort daily, because brothers go do shit on a daily.
Yep. You know? It says, while it is called today, least any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin. Because what? That thought alone can overcome one man easy. You see? That spirit can overcome one man easy, man. You see? But that's why the scriptures tell us in Ecclesiastes 4. Let me get it. This is Ecclesiastes 4 and verse 9. It says, 2 are better than 1, because they have good reward for their labor. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him that is alone. You see? So it's better for brothers to dwell in unity. It's better for 2 than you alone. You trying to fight alone. You got 5 motherfuckers up against you, and you ain't trying to call nobody for help because you think you just got it, right? That's just an analogy, right? So it says, because the scriptures say that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but principalities and wickedness and darkness in high places, man, right? So it says, for if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. And that's the whole purpose of the brotherhood, to continue to uplift one another, exhort one another, right? You think about being in a concentration camp, and you with another brother, and y'all probably haven't ate in a couple days, man. You know, you start to get weak in the faith, weak in the spirit, but you got this brother that you can look at across the way. Matter of fact, I remember in high school, bro, playing football, we used to fucking suck, right? And we had started getting better throughout the year, because at first everybody wanted to play alone. Everybody wanted to be out there. Oh, shit, I'm going to get me. You know, I'm worried about me. I'm going to get me. And we will always fucking lose, bro, until everybody put their heads together and said, look, we're going to play together. You know? And that's what made the bond in the relationship with the team stronger. So we started beating people's asses and shit, man. You know? And then we had an interview, and one of the guys on our team, you know, he basically said in the interview, they asked him, what motivates you? What keeps you pushing? What keeps you going? What gives you that second win when you're in a game and you tired as hell and you feel like you can't go? His words was, and it was very spiritual to me, because his words was, what make me go is when I can look to my left and my right, and I see my teammate, and I look to my in front of me, and I see my brother still going. That's what motivates me to keep pushing. So, you know, as much a lot of people hate to push to the light, is that we need one another. You know, we need one another, because what, you got to think about it, you can be weak in the spirit all week, and you can see a brother in your camp pushing through the spirit, getting it in. He got a fire under him, and guess what? That motivates you. That's why the scriptures say to prefer one another. When you go into the word prefer, it basically goes into to go before and show the way. to be a guidance to one another, man. You know, that's what a brother's about. I say it all the time in the book of Proverbs, one of my favorite scriptures, where it say that a friend will love at all times, but a brother is made for adversity. When shit get hard, when you hit rock bottom, that's when your brother is there, man. You motherfuckers in the world will judge you, cast you down, but your brother will tell you, shit, you ain't got no furniture. Well, shit, we gonna sit on the floor together. I remember growing up as a kid, you know, not to veer off, you know, from the lesson, we can get some more scriptures. You know, as a kid, you know, not really having much. You know, I had a friend of mine, he ain't had shit. Nigga ain't have a bed in this room. He like, shit, he like, man, I ain't got a bed, I'm embarrassed. I'm like, man, we good, bro. Shit, we sleep on the floor. It's good. We in it together. I remember sitting on not having enough chairs in the house to eat, but guess what? You able to sit down on the floor with your siblings and eat y'all meal together. But guess what? Jake make the betterment out of that shit. Jake find the happiness in times of trouble, man. And that's what brothers do, man. You know, we might be going through some serious shit, but if brothers are together and dwelling in unity, it makes everything 10 times better. And that's what we were called into. You look at Yahushua. The scriptures say when one would dare to die for us, Yahushua came and laid down his life when we were yet sinners. That's a brother, and that's the mentality that we have to have, right? The scriptures say if your brother asks to run a mile, you run with him twain. You run 2 extra miles with your brother. Go over and beyond for your brother. But the world will never understand the relationship and the bond and why we are the way that we are. And that's the beauty of it all, man. Yeah. You got it, Doc.
Galatians 6:2, it says, bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Mashiach.
And that's a burden alone. A brother fighting a demon, or you see the brother battling a demon, man. What you do, you reach out to your brother and figure out a way together on how you can actually help him. You know, your arms and your help might not always be in a form of cash or what you can physically do for a brother. Because the spirit is what matters.
Yep. The Lord will have a spirit on you to be charitable just so you can help brothers, but you got to be able to receive them brothers giving you the wisdom not to understand the scriptures.
Because that's charity.
What you need. Yep.
Because that's charity alone. The scriptures say charity edify it, right? And that it wanted nothing, right? But because what? Us giving the words is charity, right? A brother might not have money. A brother might not have nothing that he can physically give you. But the scriptures say, what is more, it say, if riches be a thing to be desired in this world, what is more far greater than the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Shemel Shai? It says that value is far above rubies. That's the best thing you can give a brother. It's sound words, man. Sound wisdom, right? Because the scripture goes to us having this word is how we have what? A sound mind. Brother can be going through a situation to where he don't know what's next or what he gonna do, but by you giving him the words of Yahweh Shemel Shai, that's what gives him faith. That's what keeps his sanity, that keeps his mind intact, right? Because what, in Jacob's trouble, you can't go give a brother $50, man. Hey, I go buy your sandwich, because the Lord said that, hey, it said that riches profit not. What the hell your $50 gonna do? The scriptures say that they're gonna throw the gold and the silver in the streets. What is that going to do? The only thing that we're going to have is our faith and the words of Yahweh Shemel Shai, man.
And looking back at the things that you and your brothers have been through.
And that you and your brothers have been through.
Up to that point.
Yep. Yep.
So not only the things what you've learned, but how you and your brothers got through certain situations.
And how you individually got through shit, man. Because what do? We read about the things of the acts of our fathers. You referenced in the video we did not too long ago about how it said he looked for the secure men. When you read in that chapter, you know what he said he thought about? He thought about the works of old. He thought about how the Lord delivered great men out of situations. And these are the same men that we read about today.
They're going to get delivered once again.
Yep.
Their mindset. What are they going to have their heart set up for? Only one thing. Yahweh Shemel Shai.
Yep. So I'm going to jump back to this. Ecclesiastes 4:10. It says, for if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow, but woe unto him that is alone when he falleth, for he had not another to help him up. Yep. It says, again, if two lie together, then they have heat. You got to think about being in a blizzard. I ain't never been in a blizzard or nothing like that, where it's like crazy cold. You know what I'm saying? But it says when two lay together, they can have heat. You know, we know off knowledge, you know, when you huddle up together, we play football. Motherfuckers get close together and get in a huddle. Hey, get close together so we can warm up. Motherfuckers warm because what? It's more than one. It says, but how can one be warm alone? You see? So how can you be dealing in the spirit and be down in the spirit? You probably ain't done a video in a couple of days. You fucked off in the spirit. You trying to ignite that fire, get that heat going. Sometimes it takes another brother for you to see another brother getting it in. That brother coming to uplift you through the spirit, and y'all make heat together. Now guess what? You on fire. So it says, but how can one be warm alone? Hey, you gotta think about it, bro. When the body gets too cold, what happens? It dies. It dies down. It dies. Your body needs to be at a certain temperature, a certain warmth, in order for you to live. When you get too cold, niggas die. And what the Lord said, I'd rather you hot or cold, not lukewarm, not in the middle. So we got to be hot in the spirit. We got to be hot in this thing, man. We can't be cold, because if we're cold, we're dead, right? We're not of any use. What is a dead body to you? Nothing. Because what the scripture says, better is a living lion. What it say? It say, better is a dead. No, it says better is a living dog than a dead lion, right? So it says, again, if two lie together, they have heat, but how can one be warm alone? It says, and if one prevail against him, two shall withstand him. And a 3-4 code is not quickly broken. And that's the relationship and the bond that brothers must have. You see? So, all in all, you don't have to be alone. The lone wolf spirit isn't going to get you far, man. You know? And that's not a spirit to basically dwell in. And I'm going to end it off with this one. Unless you brothers have something. Y'all brothers have some precepts y'all want to read? You have one? No? Y'all good? Con. This is Psalms 133 and verse 1. It says, behold how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity, man. And that's what it's about, brothers to dwell in unity and be on one accord, man, in the same spirit. And that is the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, right? Because the Lord Yahweh Shai had the author and the finisher of our faith, like the scriptures say. It say that what he had left unto us an example on how to walk and how to maneuver amongst one another, man. You know, and how to be what? A brother. By what? Laying down his life, you know. And what the scriptures say, it say, greater had no love than this, than a man to lay down his life for his friends, you know. So sacrificing yourself for the betterment of a brother, it don't get no better than that, man. You know? So with that, you know, Lord willing, I pray this video is edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Kakadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles, elders, great millstone, who will teach well. And peace I taste to you. I want to four winds, pushes, true sincerity. And oh shit, you fucked up. And what I say? Sincerely and diligence. Next time, Shalom, Salaki.